From the beautiful sound of a rolling chain to the heartbreaking sound of a dead battery, motorcycles make an abundance of noises that get our juices flowing, whether they're awesome or disastrous. And even after decades of motorcycle manufacturers refining the motorcycles that we are lucky enough to ride today, there are still quite a few noises that we don't enjoy hearing from our motorbikes. So here is my story of 7 emotional noises that motorcycles can make. It all starts early one morning, waddling outside to get the cheeky little R6 out to go for a naughty hoon around the best roads in town. Just look at her. She knows exactly what we're about to do and just wishes that I had the talent to push her to her limits. But nevertheless, still stoked that she gets to stretch her legs. Despite how fun she looks sitting there, I can't help but think, it's too early for this. Definitely going to have to stop for a Red Bull. Well, at least that was the case until I turned the key, and she gave me her best wake-up call. The "I'm ready to race" noise, the needle politely waving to me, and that neutral light lights up green, eagerly saying, "Let's go." Instantly, that Red Bull craving is dismissed. Unless they want to sponsor me, of course. And that is the first noise that gets me going. The booting up soundtrack. There's nothing quite like it to get you in the mood for a ride. Feeling wider awake, I mounted the beauty, started her up, pulled the clutch in, and then the second heart-racing noise surged through the bike. The clunk into first gear. It sends a shiver up the bike and through the rider, just reminding you of the power you're sitting on. I have to admit, sometimes at traffic lights, I put it into neutral, just so that when the lights go green, I can put it into first and feel the bike lurch forwards once more. I guess I have a better appreciation for this motion after recently riding a 125 for 2 years that doesn't have the power to do that, and watching all the big bikes around me with envy. But now my time has come, and I get to feel the excited jump into gear. Only 2 noises in and I'm ready to ride. Off I went, feeling the bike's vibrations mixing my adrenaline and excitement together. And then that heart-sinking feeling struck as I went from first to second gear. Clutch in, foot nudging it up into second, but I guess my excitement got the better of me because unknowingly I didn't nudge the lever far enough. The worst part is that you don't even realize what you've done until you're rolling the throttle back on. And suddenly you're revving its valve caps off with 0 power being sent to the back wheel, feeling like a complete clot. We've all been there and you all know exactly what I'm talking about. Getting stuck in neutral between first and second. But the worst is yet to come. Because now you're rolling and stuck in neutral. But to keep going, you need to find a gear. And that is the part that makes you feel like you deserve the automatic scooter. Putting the bike back into gear from being stuck in neutral is a devastating noise. Worse than a nuclear explosion or dropping a kid on their head. For a second, you're sure the gearbox is going to shatter into a million pieces. But somehow, these incredible machines withstand the abuse and stay in the number of pieces that they were designed to. It's unbelievable, and that is why we love them. With this embarrassment behind me, a quick getaway is definitely in order. And luckily, the bike is now warm enough to have its neck wrung. So away we go, full throttle, flat against the tank, until the needle touches the red line, because only then will I be far enough away from my embarrassing neutral encounter. That red line is an amazing area of the rev range. It holds way more emotions than it should, because it has a bit of everything. And then its noises began. Leaving it a touch too late to shift, I hit the rev limiter, unlocking emotions I never knew I had. A half of you absolutely loves that high-pitched knock on the roof of your engine's speed. And the other half knows that spending time at this limit is no way to treat the poetic pistons below you. After shutting off as quickly as you possibly can and shifting up, you can finally play that awesome noise in your head over and over again, because number 5 is hitting the rev limiter and is kept as a rare occurrence for me. The rest of the ride goes smoother as everything becomes more natural and muscle memory floods back. Of course, I could work her harder, but she doesn't get off lightly either. And now that the temperature has picked up, she's struggling to keep her own temperature down. As the ride comes to a close, we slow down and less wind rushes through her revealing fairings, cooling her down, and the radiator temps gradually approach 104 degrees Celsius. A temperature I know all too well living in sunny South Africa. But sadly, it means that another sound that makes me want to put her into an ice bath is about to begin. The whirring sound of the fans coming on. Her blatant way of saying that I ride too slowly. And to be fair, she would complain just as much if I moved her to Iceland. But I'll take the hint, since I hate the idea of overheating and I don't want to risk another regulator being cooked. Jigsaw. So, with nowhere to go faster, I decide to pull in. That way it can stop producing its killer heat. Rolling in gently and lightly touching the brakes. That shorty lever being the button to initiate the skull-splitting squeal from the brakes. Another embarrassing and annoying noise that motorbikes every so often decide to let off, announcing to all the other bikers around that he doesn't love me enough. I'd call her an attention seeker, but she gets pampered far too much already. So there are 7 of about a million emotional noises that motorcycles can make. And even though they require a lot of attention to not make these noises, it's one of the reasons that we love them. So if your bike or a friend's bike make any of these noises, be sure to share this video with them. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button like it's your starter button, and hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next ride.